When they moved in, and they have never been moved. The house has never been moved. Obviously, they didn't have water or power or heat, but he did build a fireplace, which I'll show you when we go inside. And when they decided they were going to have a library, they asked President Nixon if he wanted to change the direction of the house or anything. He said no, he wanted it just the way it is. Now they did, when they decided to do tours, they raised the house up 3 feet and put a foundation down so we could do tours. But other than that, the house has never been moved. When you walk through to the kitchen, I want you to turn to the right because you're going to see what they used to call a California cooler, which is where they would put their pies and fruit and everything because air would come up through the racks and keep it a bit cool. But there was no air conditioning, no heat. It was very rudimentary back when President Nixon was born. So come on in. I can take the first 10 of you. I apologize in advance. My code just told me that the air conditioner is not working, so sorry. But
oh, it's a cool day. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not at all.
Right. If you guys want to stay right here, I'm going to put the... Okay, so let's see. Oops, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Let's see. We have 2. Can you guys wait for the next tour? I appreciate it. They will only let me bring in 10. Or security will be over here. They do too. They're the police. I mean and so part of it is whatever, like the helicopter can only take 4, we can only take 10. Anyway, this is the bedroom where President Nixon was born. The first 4 of the Nixon children were born right in here, and his mom said he weighed 9 pounds, 15 ounces, and was screaming and had a full head of black hair when he was born. So anyway, this is the room that he was born in. Now this table right over here was their table. This was their dining room table. And his dad was not an educated man, but he wanted his boys to be. So he would ask them to read the newspaper and debate at the dinner table. So his wife wasn't thrilled about that because it got a little loud, but they all became very good debaters. That high chair over there was used by all 5 Nixon boys. The youngest was born after they left here and moved to Whittier. So this is a citrus farm, lemon and orange groves. And his dad, they settled here, bought the house, or built the house here, and tried to make a living as farmers. And then when that didn't work, they moved to Whittier. That's when President Nixon was about 10 years old. And his youngest brother was born there. And it's thanks to his youngest brother's wife that we have all this furniture, because when she thought there might be a library, she collected it all and stored it. So it was, all of this is original furniture.
What's the history of changing hands of the property? When they moved to Whittier, did they sell it to them?
They sold it. Actually, it came in the hands of the Yorba Linda School District. And they actually put a carekeeper in here, so that's when they put electric and water and everything. And then when the library decided to, they wanted to put the library here, they deeded it back to the library.
Oh, it was never in another person's private hands.
No. And the Yorba Linda School District office is just right up the street here. And so I didn't realize that they owned all of this property here. Wow. So they deeded the...
I always wondered that.
Yeah, so this was... he's the only president to be, you know, born and buried in the same homestead. Most of the president's libraries are not where, you know, where they were born. So this is a fireplace built by his dad. That was the only heat in the house, and he did such a good job. He got a part-time job doing that for the neighbors. Everybody knows President Nixon was a really good pianist. He actually was sent to study the piano with his aunt and uncle for about a year because they were piano teachers, and that's where he really learned to play the piano. He also played the accordion and the violin and other band instruments. Now, we don't know what they use this room in here for, but we think it was probably the nursery because there were 4 boys, you know, under the age of 8. So, when the school district took over, they put a bathroom in there. But when we go through the kitchen, I'm going to show you the bathtub, which is incredibly small, the saddle for the horse, and some of the things that were just kind of not new to people who lived back then, but would be strange for all of us now. Now, President Nixon's favorite magazine was the National Geographic, and he used to read it every night after he'd done his chores. The worst chore he had was taking care of the family goat, which he hated, and he was very happy when it ran away. So this is the California cooler I was telling you all about, and this is the original. I know it. Of course, this wouldn't be a sink; it would be a pump. And this is what I find really remarkable. This is what Mrs. Nixon would leave out in the window for the iceman. And it would tell him how many pounds of ice she wanted. He would come in this door, open it up, put the ice in the ice box, and then they could store their perishables down here. So my grandmother had an ice box like this in Kentucky, but you don't see them much around here anymore.
And how often would that have to be replenished?
Probably every day.
Every day.
Yeah, especially in the summer. And you know, they were farmers, so this is part of the way they lived. Now, Mrs. Nixon was a really good cook. All of these things up here were hers. This was hers. But these were not. These were just things that period pieces that probably she would have used. So I'm going to open. Now, everybody asks, where did the boys sleep? Because it's a small house. His dad actually built a bedroom in the attic, and when you look over here, you can see the stairs. They go up to the attic. But this is a picture of the room they stayed in. That was the bedroom that they stayed in upstairs. So I'm going to let you all take a peek here, and then I'm going to open the door. And
at one time, did they allow people up there?
No, actually, they may have. You know, when we finished our docent training, they let us go up there, but I didn't because there's no rail on that stair, and they're very steep stairs, and I didn't want to take a tumble. So, but everybody said it's very small up there. So now, when you come outside, magnolia tree. Now, if you look on the back of a $20 bill, you'll see a magnolia tree on each side of the White House. The original magnolia tree, which was planted by Andrew Jackson, had been there till this year. Mrs. Trump had it cut down because, I don't know if you remember when President Clinton was in office, there was a plane that came over the fence, and well, it clobbered that tree, and they did everything to try to keep the tree growing, but finally it was just rotted. So they took it out, and they put this. They put the next youngest tree. Andrew Jackson planted 113 of them, so they had another one to choose from, and so nobody knew that it was gone and there was a new one in its place. But Mrs. Nixon loved them so much, she took 5 slips from 5 different magnolia trees, took them to San Clemente with her, and then when they did the library, she put one of them right there.
Oh, wow.
So on the back of the $20 bill, you'll see 2 magnolia trees.